This is the router UPS we have today that comes with a lot of features, can charge phones at the same time, and has multiple output ports and 2 charging ports. It took me 4 hours to film this video, but it was worth it to build. The device supports USB Type-C fast 65 watt charging, and the USB lines can provide 24 watts each, while the router port can provide 36 watts, and the charging ports connect to devices with Type-C or XT60 connectors at 20 volts. This is the electric diagram that I'm going to follow, and here are all the components I'm going to use in this build. All the components, link in description, also exist, and they will last a long time when used normally. Now let's start building it. First, I'm going to solder the XT60 connector and the on-off switch, and then fuse. Next, I'll cut holes for the on-off switch, LEDs, fuse, and XT60 connectors, and plug them in. Let's work on the holders, starting with marking holes and creating holes for them, then installing them in place. Next, we will work on the step-up converters and setting them to 24 volts. And then I will work on the step-down converters. I will set the first step-down converter to 12 volts and the limit to 3 amps. And for the second step-down converter that will charge the battery, I will add a diode to it and then set the output to 16.8 volts and limit it to 3 amps. With the converter completed, we can now install the first step-up converter and link it to the 65 watt Type-C output. Now I will connect 2 wires to the step-up converter. One going to go to the second step-up converter, and one going to go inside the box. Let's start working on the input. I will short this 20 volts so it will only accept 20 volts. And then I will connect the diodes to it and wires and place it on the holders. And the XT60 connector input. I will connect it with the diode and then connect it with the Type-C input charging port. And now I will work on the router connector and the USB output. I will connect them like the diagram picture, and then I will place the step-down and step-up converter for it and connect them like the electric diagram picture. Next step, I will place 2 side tape on the battery and then place it inside the box. And now we have the hard part. It's time to connect the inverter wires with the switch and connect the diode in the right place. I will follow the electric diagram. I almost forgot to install the battery level meter. I will install it now and then connect it with the others wires. And now let's continue working on the wires. It's hard to understand what I did here, so I suggest to follow the electric diagram. And I made a lot of mistake while connecting the wires, so make sure you connect them in the right place. Last thing to do, place strong self-adhesive and the build it's done. After testing all the input and output connectors, I can confirm that they are working correctly and the battery is charging perfectly. This device has been functioning well for a few days, making it a good backup solution. And now we are done. Thank you guys for supporting me, and I hope you liked this video. See you next time.